All right, now let's get started. This one is the four ways of earning money. First of all, we have seen the challenges that people are struggling with money. And one of the main reasons why people are having these financial challenges in Canada is because of the lack of knowledge of how people earn money. Right, let me go through this information with you. The first one here is called the cash flow quadrant. Now, if you have heard of a book which is one of the most popular books in the world called Rich Dad Poor Dad, it is written by Robert Kiyosaki, and Robert Kiyosaki has brought this concept called the cash flow quadrant. And this cash flow quadrant, when I read this book, it blew my mind, and it really told me why I was having those financial problems. I'm not going to go through much into details, but you know what? You can just read through these, and I'll just explain it in really quick terms. So one is, there are four ways of earning money. One is E, then is S, B, and I. E stands for employees who work 9 to 5. So in this employee quadrant, you work for others, right? You sell your time for money, and there are goods and bads about this. Let's look at the positives of the employment, the employee quadrant first. One, it gives you regular income. It has the benefits associated with it, right? You get the the dental and the health benefits and mental benefits too. And then you have annual bonuses. You get a peace of mind because at the end of the month you get paid that money, right? So at least you know that there is money coming at the end of the month, or twice every month in your bank account. On top of that, you get weekends off, and you get 2 weeks of paid vacation, right? This is the benefits of being an employee 9 to 5. The disadvantages are, because there is no risk in that, there is no profit as well. You get paid the same money for doing the same work, 40 hours a week, and that's it, right? Employees pay the highest taxes in this whole economy. Right? There is no job security, as I just showed to you in the market research. Companies will lay off people even if they're full-time employees, permanent employees. They still get laid off. So there is no job security. Now, keep in mind, if the source of our income is not secured, our income cannot be secured. Right? The source of income is not secured. In an employee quadrant, we don't have a secured job. There is no guarantee that we will have a job 6 months from now or 1 year from now. And something like what happened to me, I lost my job overnight. Monday evening, we went home. Tuesday morning, we didn't have a job. So that's the true reality. There is no leverage in an employee quadrant, which means if I get paid for my work, if my colleague is working, I'm not getting paid for my colleague's work. I'm only getting paid for the work that I'm doing. There is limited growth. I can only grow as much in my career, in my job, and there is no time and money freedom. Right. So you can read all these through, in detail. What I would highly recommend is that you can just go to YouTube and search for cash flow quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. And in here, he has explained this to you. You can see any of these videos where he has explained this cash flow quadrant to you in detail himself. All right. Next is self-employed, people who work for themselves, like doctors, lawyers, insurance agents, real estate agents, right? Dentists, electricians, plumbers, contractors, right? These people work for themselves. Looking at the positives of becoming a self-employed person, you make tax efficient income, which means you keep more money in your pocket. Your income potential grows up because you can work more and you can make more money. You have more money freedom. You can be your own boss, so you can schedule your own time, right? And you can have a better lifestyle because you can earn more money now. On the other hand, the limitation is, first of all, in self-employed, you're working for yourself 24/7. So your income depends completely on you, your own efforts, right? S stands for self-employed or small business owners. So your income depends on your own skills and efforts. There is no time freedom because you have to be always on your toes looking for the next business or the next client. There is uncertainty in this one. So today you have a client, you get paid. Tomorrow, if you don't have a client, there is no income coming. So there is no uncertainty. There is no certainty in income. So you have to be always looking out for your next client. And there is risky, right? Explaining the same idea, risky, no work, no pay. And this is hunter's mentality, which means you have to hunt. You have to be always on the hunt for your next project, next contract, next client, right? The third part of this quadrant is the big business owner, which is the B quadrant. In this quadrant, others work for you. You don't work for yourself. You make the people from the E quadrant work for you. Looking at the pros, the benefits of this, it is a system-driven income. Like if you have money, you can buy a McDonald's franchise, right? Put in money inside there and then make people from the E quadrant work for you as managers, as cooks, as delivery people, cleaners, right? or whoever is doing whatever in your McDonald's, you can hire people from the E quadrant and make that system work for you. The system earns you money. There is more tax efficiencies. You're leveraging other people's time. You see here, OPT means other people's time. So you're leveraging other people's time in this quadrant. You have time freedom and money freedom, because a person who's a big business owner does not need to be sitting at that business. He's still making money while he is doing some other things, right? So there is time freedom and money freedom, unlimited income, and this is farmer's mentality, which means to build a business, it takes time, as I said. It's not hunters that you hunt today and you eat today, right? You build a business that takes time to slowly and slowly and slowly grow into much bigger scale where you can earn your income, which is also growing for you, right? So in a business, you make profits. The negatives of being a big business owner is, first of all, there's huge startup costs. As I said, if you want to buy a franchise of McDonald's, you need to have, a few seven-figure investments, right? Capital investments, right? You need about $2 million to have to buy a franchise of McDonald's today. And a big business, a system in a big business takes time to build. There is market risks, running expenses, because you have to pay the salaries, the rent, any maintenance expenses, whatever expenses that go into running your business. There is, you need to pay for all of that. Salaries, liabilities, and the biggest part is managing people. As a big business owner, one of the biggest responsibilities or liabilities is people, right? Because you are now managing people. Guys, about 15 to 20 years ago, there was no human resource development or management teams before. We had not even heard of these things. But these big companies, they realize that the biggest resource that there is on the planet is human resource. And human resource has to be managed properly so that their businesses can do well and better, right? That's why the human resource courses were launched. So people started studying human resource, and now there was a new team in big businesses, that there were people who were hired to manage people for this. So human resource management is a big thing for big businesses. And the fourth quadrant now is the investors quadrant, where money works for you 24/7. You see how the quadrants are changing. One is where you work for money, then is you work for yourself, and the third one is others work for you, and the fourth one is money works for you 24/7. It's completely different, right? As an investor, you diversify your money, you build wealth from multiple sources. When you make money from big businesses, now you invest that money into different businesses, or you invest it in real estate or stock market, right? Or you basically diversify your money in different vehicles, where now money starts working for you 24/7. This is where you get complete time and money freedom, right? Because now money is your slave. Money is working for you 24/7, right? Here you will have all the lifestyle of your choice, and you can build a legacy, you can build wealth that you can transfer over to your next generation, so that your next many generations to come will be financially secure, and they'll be comfortable. And now the most important, the most interesting thing, guys, is that if we divide this cash flow quadrant into two halves, right? One is the left and the right halves. On the left half, 80% of people are employees, and 15% of people are self-employed, which makes it 95% of people in the world are on the left half of this quadrant. But only 5% of the money is there on the left quadrant, right? 95% of the people in the world are chasing 5% of the money, whereas on the right-hand side, only 5% of the people in the world are big business owners and investors, and these people control 95% of the money, right? This is the true reality. If I asked you, where are you right now out of this cash flow quadrant, right? And if you were given an opportunity, if you were given a choice, where would you like to see yourself in the next 10 years? Very important question. And the thing is, if most of us want to be wealthy, of course, right? If I ask 10 people, all 10 of them will say, I want to be on the business side and on the investor side. But we need to learn how to get there, right? A lot of people make mistakes on hopping on these quadrants, and that's what Robert Kiyosaki says. Don't make a mistake of hopping these quadrants, because that can cost you a lot of money and a lot of your valuable time, and you will end up losing more than you expect more than you expect to gain from this. So first, learn the right steps of how do we switch from one quadrant to the other in order to achieve those financial goals and dreams. And this is what I learned, and I'm helping a lot of people in my team, get to the right side of the quadrant in the right path, in the right manner, so that they don't lose and they only have things to gain through this. All right. So I hope this was valuable for you. This cash flow quadrant is a game changer if you understand it.